Bangkok, where everything starts and ends in Thailand.
In this mini-series, you'll be coming along as we arrive in the country for the very first time, followed by what we got up to at the very end of our 10-week journey.
Part 1 will be all about the start. We'll learn how to navigate through the city, finally try Thai street food, figure out a daily budget, as well as give you everything you need to know as a backpacker to set you up for success.
Bangkok is a lively city and there's so much to do, so I say let's get started.
But first, if you're new here, hi, from New York. I'm Kayvon.
I'm Shannon, and we are New York Nomadic. Welcome to our travel channel.
We're a couple of backpackers from Queens.
And we love to get out of the city and really feel alive when we're exploring new places. So we recently quit our jobs as a nanny and a health aide, and after saving up for the past couple of years, we're finally traveling full time and making these videos for you guys.
So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do so, as we would love to have you along for the journey.
So let's actually get started. Welcome to A Backpacker's Guide to Bangkok, Part 1. We're in Thailand, baby! First things first, you're going to want to go to an ATM to take out money. We avoid exchanging cash because of the absurd rates they charge. Instead, we take out the max amount to limit our transactions and bank fees. Now to find the hotel. There's a 7-Eleven right here. Alright, let's go find it. We found it. Let's get inside. Good morning. As for first impressions, seeing Bangkok alive for the first time actually reminded me a little of home, specifically Flushing in Queens, New York. I think it was the hustle and bustle, minus quite a few temples, of course, but the feeling of being in a brand new place never gets old.
So now, how to get around.
The BTS is by far the cheapest, fastest, and most efficient way to get around the city. And we quite literally mean to get around. The whole system is built around Bangkok. You honestly get gorgeous views of the city as well as AC and cleanliness, so what's not to love? We honestly tried to take it as much as we could.
Now there is an underground and a bus system, but if you'd like to avoid the hassle, go ahead and start by downloading the Grab app on your phone. We love to use Grab Bike. Those drivers really know how to get around traffic and make the journey a lot smoother. We got there in one piece every time, but it may not be for the faint of heart. Of course, you could also use the app to book cars.
Now, tuk-tuks are a very fun way to get around the city, but trust me, it may not be what it seems. Yes, unfortunately, there is a bit of a tuk-tuk scam, and it might actually be a backpacker's rite of passage to fall for it. Basically, they start off nice, asking you, how are you, what's your name, where you're from, what are you getting up to, and they seem very interested. And then they proceed to tell you the temple that you plan to go to for that day is closed due to a Buddhist holiday. This is when they'll offer you an amazing tour of the whole city for 100 baht, which is $3.
$3, yeah, $3 US.
And you think, wow, what a deal. I should really go for it. But no, guys, you get what you pay for. And yes, they do bring you all over the city. You get to see some stuff from the tuk-tuk. But the places they're actually specifically stopping at are where the scams are. And everything you're interested in, from experiences to souvenirs, they are there to overcharge you. Extremely overcharge you. So it's nice if you don't have that much time in Bangkok, or if you're willing to spend some extra money, but you're definitely going to be spending a lot more than that initial 100 baht. Don't feel bad if you fall for it, because to be honest, we knew about this and it was our very last day and they still got us. So it's fine.
Got us.
Finally, you can hop on the ferry for about 30 baht, and it heads down the main canal through the city, and you can hop on and off at all the temples, markets, and beautiful malls along the way.
Which brings us to what we got up to on our first couple days. Now, we didn't pack our time because we were extremely jet lagged, and we knew that we would be returning to Bangkok at the end of our trip. Our first stop exploring the city was Wat Arun and the Golden Mount Temple. Both were magnificent. The Golden Mount Temple for the views of Bangkok. We thought this would be really nice for sunset, even though we didn't go during sunset.
I know, we went the middle of the day and it was not worth it. We sweated our butts off, but it was beautiful.
The Golden Mount Temple, also known as Wat Saket, is one of Bangkok's oldest temples, dating back to the Ayutthaya era, which lasted until 1767. Back then, the temple was named Wat Saket.
Something nice to do, and you can find it at most temples, is donate baht to receive one of these gold leaves. You then use it to write down your intentions and hang it onto the tree. Eventually, they will be taken down, melted, and turned into part of the temple. It is a pleasant feeling to know one day you'll have contributed to the beauty of these sacred grounds.
Wat Arun is stunning, and it's a very unique temple compared to some of the other temples around Bangkok. Wat Arun derives its name from the Hindu god Aruna. It is also among the best known of Thailand's landmarks. There are so many temples, so choose wisely and don't feel the need to visit them all. Unless, of course, that is your main mission.
Now, we went to a few markets and we couldn't wait to try some street food. For our very first dish, we headed down to the Chinatown market. And after a quick little cocktail at a cute speakeasy, we then decided to head downstairs for our first taste of pad thai.
And it was safe and it looked clean. First bite of pad thai in Thailand.
So, describe it to me.
It's good.
But next, our friend introduced us to the famous Thai roti pancakes. They're very light and crispy, and we ended up falling in love with the banana and Nutella ones. We highly recommend them. That's something you have to try when you're in Thailand. And they just melt in your mouth. They're so good. And of course, we couldn't leave the market without finally trying some mango sticky rice, which we did get overcharged for, but that's okay.
So the following day, we went to Icon CM Mall, where we were on a mission to buy a cell phone. We needed a cell phone to buy a SIM card so that we could have service as we're traveling along through Thailand. Basically, your phone needs to be unlocked so that you could use a SIM card, and neither one of our phones is unlocked. We were forced to have to possibly buy a phone. You know, the phones aren't too expensive depending on like what brand you want, but if all you need is a SIM, you can find that at a lot of different places, either the airport when you land or a 7-Eleven. Most of the time when you buy the SIM card, the person selling it to you will help you set it up and do anything you need to do on your phone. So unfortunately, both of us had locked phones, so we went to the mall. But my goodness, what a friggin' mall.
I know.
Sheesh. We had never seen anything like it. The bottom floor is a whole food market with about every kind of Asian cuisine that you could think of. God, we ate so much food.
Oh my God.
So then once you wobble yourself up the escalator after eating all that food, you are revealed to all the Western stores that our little American hearts could desire.
I can't lie, I couldn't help myself and I waltzed right into Sephora. And Kayvon got me a nice little Christmas present. He got me a travel size Fenty skincare. And let me know if you guys want a travel skincare routine because I think I have a nice little routine down packed. Yeah, after exploring, we headed back from the mall to our accommodation and we actually made some friends. A nice brother and sister duo from the Philippines. We decided to join them for dinner and hop back on the ferry to Asiatique Market. We walked around and we had some delightful Indian food. The market itself is really fun and slightly different to any of the markets we've been around in Thailand. So for this reason, I would highly recommend going to check it out. And there's rides and stuff if you have kids with you. The big Chang Ferris wheel.
Chang.
So this is the night before we had to catch our sleeper train to head down south. So it was our last chance to check out the craziness of Khao San Road. We were so tired, we ended up falling asleep after dinner, waking up at like 1:30 a.m. and we knew the party would still be going down, so we were like, let's just go and check it out.
Might as well.
So it wasn't peak time for Khao San Road, but it was still hectic enough.
Oh my goodness, I can only imagine it at its full potential.
Yeah.
But after Chang and a little boogie, I think we called it a night. If we hadn't had fallen asleep earlier in the night, I would have loved to check out one of the rooftop bars, but I wasn't sweating it because I knew we were coming back. And honestly, guys, there's so much to do in Bangkok. So we'll totally link even more of what we did the second time around in the description, but we'll get further into everything else in our next video. We spent the next day at our hostel, which we highly recommend, Back Home Backpackers. We'll give you guys a little tour. It's comfortable, clean, and the staff is very friendly, and the downstairs area made it very easy to make friends. We honestly made so many friends, but unfortunately, everyone was headed different directions. Everything starts and ends in Bangkok.
There's so much more to do, which we'll get more into in part 2. But for now, let's talk about where you might want to plan to head after Bangkok. You have the south and the north, of course. Both can be reached by bus or train or plane. You can choose to go to a nearby island that's just 6 hours away, or maybe Bangkok is just a layover for you to get your bus to Cambodia. Either way, Bangkok is a huge hub for the country, so the options are endless. We decided to head down south to the island of Koh Samui. We took our first sleeper train to Surat Thani, where we would then hop on a shuttle the next morning to take us to a ferry ride to complete our journey. The total travel time took about 15 hours, but it truly didn't feel like that long because it was such a fun experience.
We vlogged the entire thing and we honestly can't wait to show you guys. So stay tuned for the next one. Thailand in between our first and second time visiting Bangkok. So stay tuned for the rest of our Thailand journey until we make it back to this crazy Thai city. We honestly did so much we missed out on our first time around, but sometimes it's nice not to jam-pack everything into a short couple of days. We want to thank you guys so much for watching and hope this video helped ease some nerves we know we had when we were first arriving here. Truly though, you have nothing to worry about. Thailand stole our hearts like we said and is an amazing country, so you're gonna have a fantastic time. Hope you enjoy your first few days in the country.
So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.